What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Balance Show.
Today, we will be going through some of our personal haunted history, some of your questions, as well as a piece of advice for one of our special listeners. You're back today with your hosts, Taylor, Chloe, and our producer, Allie Gay.
Hey, hey, hey.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. I feel like those should taste good with the way they look.
It's like...
I don't know why I said that so weird.
Yeah, I know it does. I'm going to say that.
Did you know that? Have you guys been feeling weird with like the way you communicate these past few days?
Like
Yes.
you're awkward as
Little bit, just
I'm
like
awkward.
communicating weird.
Yeah.
Okay, it's because my physical therapist said.
Is Mercury in retrograde?
Yes!
It's always in retrograde.
When isn't Mercury in retrograde?
Literally,
Truly?
tell me.
Yeah. Like, is it
I'll leave
is
the
it like
house at that
a day
time.
a week? Or a day, a day a year?
I know. It feels like it's like one day you're in the clear.
I know.
I don't like that.
And I feel like whenever I look at social media, at least one person is talking about
Mercury's in retrograde. My whole day is just thrown off.
Yeah, well,
like
it lasts till March 10th, so watch out.
I don't know about all that because it doesn't seem real.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I
I don't
want to
know.
like research, but then I'm not gonna be hippie about it.
True.
You could be.
You could be. That'd be kind of fun.
Everyone's a little hippie deep down.
She chugs her rosé.
Oh, I just burped.
Why did you say I hate that.
How do you spell that?
E-O-O-E-O-O.
It's this rosé or whatever. It has fizzes in it.
Hey,
does?
quick side note.
I feel.
You're on chapter 13.
I'm
You
on
are.
page 3.
Yeah, girl, that's my style of
Dude.
reading. Cheers to that.
Fuck
Page
that.
3 of Chloe's book that she gave me weeks
No,
ago.
I'm loving it though. Here's the thing. I started reading it at
How much
whatever
could
the
you
other
love
night.
it if you only read 3 pages in a
No,
sitting?
because I was so tired. Dude, this weather's been doing something to me.
Me too. Makes me
Dude,
wanna
yeah.
be tired. Lazy.
Like, and I want to give it my
I know.
full attention. I'm like, oh shit, I
Good
forgot that
point.
sentence. I gotta go to bed. You know.
You know,
effing grinding.
I know. Working hard.
That leader search, it's amazing. There's a lot
amazing.
going on, though.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the weather that's getting
Because-
us down. Maybe it's Mercury in retrograde.
Was
Well,
this
it is.
recorded when we were talking about that?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay, we don't gotta
Yeah.
repeat.
That's what she
Right?
wants to.
But, like, should we talk about it more?
No. Because I don't know anything about it.
I don't either. I just
don't
heard
know.
one
We
thing
can't
today.
talk about it anymore. Oh, guys, debut of the haircut.
Oh yeah.
What do
I
you think?
chopped it
Down
off.
to the nipple.
Down to the center of the titty.
How long's your hair? Oh, well.
About center titty. Mid tit. Woo! Text Harry, I cut my hair. How short? Mid tit.
The way Chloe says things, it's like so witty and fast, like funny as fuck.
Oh,
It's
shit.
inspiring.
It's inspiring.
It is. It is.
Inspiring.
We're talking about this. It's inspiring.
Gets me out of bed in the morning.
Allie and I aspire to be Chloe's humor.
Yeah.
Girls,
I do.
girls, don't fight over me.
That's what Dad used to say. Our dad used to. He has obviously hairy armpits. He used to lean back when we were little, and he would go, "Girls, there's a kitty."
Wait, how? You know what that reminds me of is deodorant. How does deodorant work with hairy armpits? Like
Good
this one is all
question.
like.
Ooh, seems
Steve
gross.
used mine the other day. I said, "Get that off
Have you ever seen a man put on deodorant?
It's disgusting.
It's disturbing.
What's the point? It gets all up in the hair strings.
Yeah, and then it's like the little hair string.
in the hair strings?
You know, like the bottom of it. It's all bally.
Yeah, the balling.
That's
and pilling. It's
gross.
pilling.
That, if anything pills, it's that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do your leggings pill? No, but my husband's armpits do.
Speaking of also deodorant, who has been on natural deodorant?
Here, here.
I don't know
you?
how you did it.
Are you?
Because I tried to do it and I had like
So-
I swear your body goes through detox
It does.
moment.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
It goes like it can be like a month. Your detox.
Ew.
But here's the trick: is switch to a different brand every day. And never repeat the same brand twice. Just kidding.
50
But I
deodorants.
literally have like 4 that I rotate.
Every
and
single day?
Every day I do a new
Wow.
one. Or you could probably do it like every few
Your
days.
armpits
or-
smell currently?
No. Take a what? So what was your point about natural deo?
Well, she was talking about deodorant,
Yeah.
and everyone
So you're
always
trying
asks
to
me
get
about
on it?
natural
So
deodorant.
this is the thing, the major thing with it that people don't realize is a lot of us use like clinical strength deodorant for our
Yep.
whole lives since our like teens.
Right.
And that has, deodorant, which gets rid of odor, but also antiperspirant.
Antiperspirant,
So it stops you from sweating. A lot of these natural deodorants, they're not really antiperspirant. They're just more getting rid of odor. So you're still going to sweat more than you're used to.
Ew.
Till your body adjusts.
Oh.
I sweat a lot
makes
when I have a
sense.
spray tan on.
I hate the smell of
Dude,
sweating
mine
with a
is
spray tan.
crackly reptile right now.
Looks all right from here. But
Yeah, from far
maybe
away.
I'm
Good
pretty
from
far.
afar, far from good.
Yeah. Far, far.
Far from good. Taylor's looking shy.
You can
No,
see
I'm
it in her
not.
face when
Yeah.
she turns to the. Oh God, I don't know what
She's
they're
like-
talking
she's
about.
She's like,
Dude, yeah. I hate being left out of any conversation, any
does.
joke,
Oh, she
any
does.
even look. Any
That
look that doesn't involve me,
is
I hate it.
Yeah, a tiny look. What?
What?
What
What do you do?
Oh my god,
I-
I will be like at the very end of a long conversation with someone. She
Oh.
goes, what? Start from the beginning? What?
Dude, hate it. I
Oh.
feel so left out. Come on,
You-
include.
Well, you weren't even in the room. How are we going to include? Taylor, come in here. We're about to have a very riveting conversation, I can tell.
I didn't have a microphone on you.
What? No. You would if you could.
I
You would listen
You
in all
would.
day. Steve's like, can you put that damn thing away? You're like, no, it's the good part. We're just getting there.
It's like reality TV to me.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
loves it.
She
An
does.
addict. Even in real life.
Addict.
Yep.
Addict.
Should we talk about the leader retreat since everyone seems to
Yeah.
want to know more?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give a little update. Also,
yeah.
welcome back to the podcast. What's up?
What's up? Hi. Allie, keeping it on track.
Like, well,
Being the
we
best
have gotten to
assistant
line
in the
one
world.
of the notes.
Wait.
Wait, let's keep it on track.
Dude, you
about-
really got to
Oh!
move that.
For people
That
not
looks kinda
watching,
nice.
there is a
Center.
plant that really loves Chloe's hair. Her new hair.
Yeah, my
Her
hair seems
haircut
to love
hair.
it back. Like, just
Flirting
like Allie
with
loves. But
Yeah.
careful, he's got many suitors.
He's,
Oh.
I'll
Sorry,
tell
they
you
got many
what.
suitors too. It'll be
Yeah, I
like-
know. That's a good point. Don't forget about that. Suitor Central.
Suitor Central.
That's me.
All right,
you.
should we tell what a suitor and a killer is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yes.
So,
This
leader
came
retreat.
about- Yes.
Leader retreat. We'll talk about that in a second. But this happened on the leader retreat. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are at the bar. It's called the T Bar. It's in Breckenridge. It's up in the mountains. Having
At the
a grand
top
old
of the
time.
gondola, at the top of the mountain.
Top of the gondola.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And we're all done up because we just did video shoots and photo shoots. Whatever.
The girls look so cute. It looks
Oh.
like
So cute.
a group of like models or like NFL cheerleaders. Like it was
Yes.
a beautiful young
They were looking
group.
fly.
Fly.
Moon boots
Fly.
and all.
Yeah, all
Yes.
these pinks and purples and it
Oh,
catches
it was,
the eye.
and all of
Catches
our
me,
little
huh?
beanies too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, and they
Cute.
said balance. So,
Yeah.
yeah. People use that as a conversation. Hey, what's that balance you got on your head?
Yeah.
All these suitors.
Yeah, suitors.
So we weren't with our men, which I think all of us have either boyfriends
Almost
or married
yeah.
or whatever.
Almost. Almost all.
How many?
There's Allie and Danielle are single
Well,
ladies
but they're
and we live
currently-
vicariously through them.
They're currently fighting
But
for
currently.
the same man.
Yeah. Watch out.
Anyways,
You know who you are.
So at the bar, we have all these creepers,
So
like
we got men
men.
approaching. They're not all creepers, but they are
No.
men. And none of us are single, so we're not that into it. Obviously.
Yes, and it's just like, I don't even know how to explain it. without
So
it
we
being offensive.
created 2 code words. First off, and it kind of like it goes in severity. So first off, you got a guy that comes up to you. He's a suitor, He's looking to make a match. Suitor.
Talking, Allie.
Get you a drink.
Get your
I
drink.
see Allie being so kind to this man.
Taylor filmed me. I didn't even know.
2 feet shorter than Allie. But he was brave and he was kind.
He was kind and
was
brave,
kind.
and I give him that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he was a suitor.
Suitor.
However,
That is a suitor.
Yes.
however,
Dun, dun, dun.
We then have killers.
and you gotta say it like that. You can't just say,
Killer.
"Oh, he's a killer." It's killer.
Killer.
So these are the people who are sitting across the room, staring you down.
Staring. Like,
Or
the up and down. And you're staring
and
at him
down.
doing the up and
it's
down.
gross. Makes you feel uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Killers.
Killers.
So, here's one thing that you might not think about. Suitors can become killers
They
if they
can.
get too aggressive
True.
or make you feel, make your skin crawl.
Yep.
Killers.
Killers.
So we eventually had the whole team was like deciding suitors or killers. And it was
The whole time.
so fun.
It was so
It
fun.
was so
Let's
fun.
talk more about the trip.
All right. So
Yeah.
the trip was so fun.
Okay, yeah, I'll take the lead on this.
Okay. So, long story short, we've wanted to do. Don't forget to look at the camera.
Oh, I've been looking
know.
at my ladies.
I know, me too. Me too. So, we wanted to do a leader trip, which from the beginning of time, like since we started our company, which was involving all of our elite leaders, and it's a very tight-knit group of girls. So we wanted to do a little retreat for them. We didn't know when, but finally we were able to do one this past month, and it was in Breckenridge. It was so much fun. We had planned it for months in advance, so we had to make sure everything was in check, from the Airbnb, transportation, the flowers, the chef, the gifts on their bed. We had to make sure the collection was here so we could give the entire girls the collection, the moon boots, the net, just like literally
Filling the
everything.
fridge.
There were
Filling the
yeah.
fridge, like
Making sure the sheets are okay, the comforters.
the sheets, the comforters.
So many details, which was
transportation.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was especially huge because it
Videographer,
snowed like
photographers.
crazy.
Oh my gosh, like so much went into this trip. So we were all very busy beforehand, but
Yeah.
when we got there, it was fun because us three went up beforehand.
Yeah.
And
The day
it was
before.
like we were just giddy. We were setting the beds up,
Oh, yeah.
throwing out all of the.
Bouncing.
You should have
off
seen
the
when
walls.
we got to
Yeah.
Allie's room, which was a bunk room of 6 bunk beds. Allie and I
My
immediately jumping up and down. Feels like we're at camp. Feels like we're at
Climbing up
camp.
the ladders. Climbing
Yeah.
down.
We were giddy.
Yeah.
Giddy.
We were
It was.
giddy.
It was so fun.
We were so excited. So
Yeah.
we laid everything out on the beds. We had the entire collection, beanies,
Mm-hmm.
totes,
so
boots.
damn cute.
freaking stuff for their bath, like literally everything. So we finally got them. We wanted to get a very nice bus for them to pick them up from the airport. Got them from the airport. Julia and McKenna did. Went to the mountains, and it took about 2 hours to get there. And there was a snowstorm right when they got there. So thankfully, they all made it outside of Danielle a day late, which is very sad. But they got there, and we were just like shaking. We were so excited.
Yeah,
but
We were so nervous.
So this was
We were
only the
nervous.
second time that all these girls have gotten together. The first time was at the Vegas trip for our pop-up. And so we were nervous. Like, we've only really seen them, a lot of them, just that one other time. And with, like Taylor said, when so much goes into an event, you're like, you want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
So we were nervous, but they got there, and literally it felt like the whole weekend, it felt like just a group of best girlfriends.
Yeah.
It was so much
Like,
fun.
yes.
I haven't met pretty much any of them except for
Yeah.
Danielle.
Yeah.
And honestly, it felt like I knew everyone since like high school or something.
it's
And like we all
crazy.
picked up right off the page we left off.
It was
I'm like,
crazy. I mean, when you
This
put
is amazing.
a group of girls, 13 girls in one house, you're like, is this going to work out?
Yeah,
Are people going
something's
to get in
gonna
cat
happen.
fights? Is it going to
Uh-huh.
be drama? But
Yeah.
literally, every single person got along so well. Like, what we showed on social media, it was 10 times more fun than that, which
Yeah.
never happens.
Never
Like,
happens.
Never happens. I
Right.
mean, we stayed up till 1 a.m. every night just talking and laughing.
Sitting around a table
I didn't want to go to
for
bed.
6 hours
6
long.
hours. Like, who does that?
It was so fun.
It was so fun. So we plan on doing at least like 2 or 3 of those a year. The next one is a surprise, so stay tuned. But
Oh, man.
Oh,
I
it's gonna
can't
be
we're already
wait.
planning it.
Yeah.
We're very
I'm
excited.
Oh,
Very.
But it was so fun. We got like basically snowed in that first day. So we were going to go snowmobiling. We couldn't go. That's how we ended up at the T-bar. So we took this gondola up so far up. Like, it's like a 20-minute gondola ride up. You get it
Yeah.
on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
And it was just so much fun. Like, these girls are, well, it's weird too because it's like they haven't ever met, but we also all know each other from watching our daily lives,
social media,
on
Right.
Instagram.
Uh-huh.
And we also all are in the same line of work, you know, working
Right.
with social media and being, you know, influencers or whatever too.
So you relate so much.
you get
But-
each other. You're not judged for wanting to take a story of your day,
So true.
or you know,
or
what I
have
mean?
your
That's-
vlogging camera
yeah,
and wanting to
right.
capture every little bit.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
so it
like
was-
everyone's job, and
Uh-huh.
it's so familiar.
So
But
everyone was super comfortable.
everyone,
Yeah.
so you'll meet influencers that like they're completely different
Yep.
over Instagram than they
Mhm.
are in person,
Mhm.
and I can
Mhm.
say without a doubt every single person on that trip was 100% who they
Yes.
said they were
Yeah.
on
Right.
their Instagram, which
Like,
is so
even
rare.
better in
So rare.
person too.
Yeah,
Like
even better in
people,
person, yeah.
like they were so social and bubbly and
Uh-huh.
like wanting to ask questions and get to know you. Whereas
Yeah.
a lot of influencers I've met in the past, it's like, oh, like cool, you're interested in me. Thanks for like coming to meet me. See you later,
Yeah,
sort of
let's
thing.
take
you know?
your
And it's like,
picture.
oh
Totally.
shoot, like I
Yeah.
wanted to have a personal connection. You know?
Uh-huh.
Whereas these girls, like truly,
Yeah, this team that has come together, like it could
Mhm.
not be better,
Mhm.
and these
Right.
events couldn't be better because of it.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
all
Right.
about the people that you're around.
Totally.
Yeah.
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 They were amazing. So that was the trip. And yeah, that's all I have to say.
It was so much fun. What was your favorite
Ooh.
part, like moment or part
Oh,
of the trip?
gosh.
I think like oh my gosh, this is hard. Honestly, the tea bar was so fun
So
because when me and Laura get together and drink, she is like my favorite person to drink with because we are so goofy together.
girls.
Love it.
And we just laugh and just do the stupidest stuff and say the stupidest stuff. So the tea bar was really fun.
Well, and I have to say really quick, like those girls, not a single one of them is afraid to be goofy and weird and like
Yes.
be
Right.
themselves,
Right.
which is
Just
so
real.
fun to be in a group
Mhm.
like that
Yeah.
because even just with girls in general, it can be hard to find people that are like goofy and weird.
Yes,
like you.
which
Yeah.
is like what we resonate with.
We're weird,
Yeah,
dude.
we
Look
are
at us.
so weird.
You know what?
Weird as hell.
Holly, we were like, we went around the table and everyone was being so goofy. But I think it was Holly's first time meeting everyone. So she was sitting there, and the first night she was like a little quiet. So Chloe was like, everyone at this table is a freak besides Holly. She's normal.
She's
And
normal.
so
And
literally,
I meant it as a compliment.
As a
First of all,
compliment, yeah.
I'm like, you seem very down to earth, very normal.
very normal.
We're all freaks.
We're all freaks. So the next night, she was like later in the night, she was like, well, Chloe called me like normal, and I'm actually weird, as weird as you guys. So I had to like
Oh my
bring my
gosh.
personality out. And so
She
that
did.
the whole next night, she like her personality
Yeah.
shined, and she was
She-
just like super confident with who she
Amazing.
was.
Yeah, that was the first time we met her.
Mhm.
She was
That's so
really so sweet, and she
Right.
was funny and a freak. Turns out.
She was, and she's
Yeah.
fairly new with balance too.
Uh-huh.
She
So I bet
is.
she
She
felt
is.
like, oh my gosh, I'm
Yeah.
on this
Well,
retreat
she was
with all
worried.
these
So
people.
she's a
Totally.
leader,
Right,
and all
right.
of those girls were elite
Elite.
leaders. So she was like, I was worried coming into this that everyone would treat me as a leader and not like a part of the family. And she was
Oh,
like, I was so
never.
wrong. Like everyone treated me
I love that.
exactly
That's
how I
so
thought. Like
important.
Well, that's the
So-
thing about these girls is like they treat everyone equally and like with so much kindness.
yeah,
right,
You know what
and
I mean?
that's the whole balance thing
Yeah.
too. You know,
Mhm.
doesn't matter where you come from,
Yeah.
exactly.
what your
That's-
size is, what your
right.
shape is, your background,
Yeah.
your
Like
race.
with this leader
It's the whole
search,
message.
we're
Just
looking.
love.
We're not looking at, okay, they submitted a video, let's go look at their Instagram and see how many followers they have. We're looking at every single story and who they are as a person, and we're
Right.
so much more invested into them more than a social media following. So
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. cheers
Yeah.
to that, ladies.
Cheers
to that.
Well, that was a good little recap. I like that. And now we're doing this leader search, which Taylor just
Yeah.
barely mentioned. So I don't know if you want to maybe touch on that for a second.
Yes, the leader search. We
Mm-hmm.
are doing our first ever Balanced Leader Search 2020, and it's something we wanted to do for a very long time, but we needed to have the manpower to do it because we didn't want to get all these submissions and not have the manpower behind the brand to be able to look at every single submission. So we're finally at the time where we can do that,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
been so great. Basically, it's 8 weeks long. We're doing top 50 after 2 weeks, top 20 after 2 weeks, top 10 after the other 2 weeks, And then we're flying the top 10 out here to Denver. We're going to do a whole weekend, like a video shoot, a photo shoot.
Going to meet some of the current elite leaders.
A big team dinner. It's going to be so much fun.
So the first submission is basically you just get on, you film a video of you talking about why you want to be a balanced leader, what balance means to you, and just briefly telling a bit of your story. And I have to say, like, the most incredible thing, and I didn't expect this at all, but these, you know, it's a lot of it are women are submitting, but they're going and watching each other's YouTube videos and hyping each other up. Like, I could never
That's the best part of it all.
Right.
Yeah, that's always been our goal, is to make balance something bigger than itself, bigger than just a clothing company. And I think this proves that we're going in that direction.
Yeah, totally.
Because it is a community now more than ever, because they're starting to get to know each other and get to know each other's stories and being like, I had no idea you went through
or like
that,
relating to each other. And sometimes you feel so alone in your journey. So it's so cool to be able to click on a YouTube video and be like, oh, okay, that's so similar to what I've been through.
And I've actually had a couple girls DM me and say, you know, I think my video is a little bit, you know, sad because I talk about the lowest points of my life. And I'm like, that's actually the most amazing thing that you can share and be vulnerable about, because it speaks so much to your character that you could push past that and become a better person for it and share it to help others.
Which I feel like ultimately that's how you become a leader, and that's what we are looking for, is people who have, you know, been through it all but are so positive throughout the whole thing and want to share their story and help others through that. And that's who we're really looking for, is a leader. Like, when you think about a leader, like, that is who embodies this whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be hard.
Oh,
I will tell you, like, we are struggling over here. We are struggling.
Yeah.
We are struggling.
Every single submission, it's like they just like steal your heart.
They do. And
Yeah,
it's like, how do you, I mean, everyone has a great story. Like, everyone has their own struggles that they go through. And so it's hard to be like, how do you choose this person over this person?
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like a gut feeling that we have to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the leader search.
That's the leader search.
And
So,
we
cutting
are
off
going
on
to be
Friday.
doing that every year.
Yes. So if you don't make it into this small group this year, next year, maybe your year.
Totally.
Heck yes.
Heck yes.
Yeah. Summit coming out on Monday. Well, by the time this is posted, it'll be out.
It'll be
Summit just
Yeah,
launched.
Summit
It was a
just
great launch.
So many exciting things going on though.
So we just
Seriously.
added Like to Know It, which is awesome.
International shipping.
International
Huge.
XXXL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple X.
Which,
I mean,
we're always expanding our sizes. So
Yeah.
whatever feedback we get, I mean.
we told you guys 2020 is a big year.
Oh,
We're starting
my
off
gosh.
with a bang.
Last week was a big week.
Yes.
Imagine the year.
My gosh,
yeah.
you guys don't even know.
This is gonna be an amazing
Zipping it,
year.
throwing it away.
Thank
Zip
you.
it.
Taylor loves to
On my
spill
live the other
secrets.
day, everyone was trying to get me to spill. They were like, "Come on, Taylor, you know
Chloe's
you
not
want to
even
share
here.
more. Come on, Taylor, what's happening this year? Come on, tell us more."
They
They know that I spilled the tea.
Spilling the beans. Spilling the beans.
Spilling the beans, not the tea, because there's no tea. But
Tea- it's
beans.
not tea.
Yeah.
It's beans.
It's
It's
different.
beans.
It's like suitors and killers.
Yes.
Totally
It is.
different.
Totally
Tea and
different.
beans.
Tea and beans. Just like Allie with DD, David Dobrik.
Oh,
She loves that young man.
I love him.
I say
Dude,
young
I
man
love
because he does seem so young.
He's
to me.
23.
Seems like
Crazy.
23.
Yeah, those were some balance updates.
Yeah.
Balance updates.
Welcome to the podcast. So, yeah, as you know, we've come up with a new direction for the podcast, everything. We've kind of talked about it a little bit, but today's episode gave you some updates. Now we're going to kind of get into some questions. I'm going to fire away at Tay and Chloe. Maybe it'll lead to conversations, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be quick questions. Who knows? We'll let it take its course.
Love it.
Then we'll get into some listener questions, as well as a new part of this podcast that we're introducing called Dear Balance. And each episode, what we're going to do is take 1 to 2 submissions from people that either DM'd the Balance Show or Taylor or Chloe, and they're wanting advice on something. So they kind of say like, "Dear Balance, I have this situation I need help on. What are your thoughts?" And so we'll do 1 to 2 of those at the end of each episode.
I'm
So-
pumped.
Thanks for
Yeah.
laying that out. That was like
of
so
course.
organized. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, now I
That's
know
what I'm
what
here
you're
for.
Alan. I never know. I'm just
No
gonna
one
go with
ever
the wind.
take her away. You
Don't
hear me?
Don't.
even
You hear
think
me?
about
Do
it.
Don't do it.
Someone's on like,
David.
oh, David. David's like,
No.
no.
Oh God,
David's
no.
thinking about
I don't think I could ever
that
work. I could
ruined your
never work for
chances.
him.
No, you could just work
Your
with
life
him.
would be like, it's
I would
so
work
crazy.
on him.
Yeah. Anyways, I can go on and on.
Getting into some questions. I want you to tell me what's the scariest thing you've ever done.
Oh, probably rappelling off of a mountain.
You've repelled?
Yeah,
Where?
dude. I
You
used to
were a
go to-
little daredevil too. I thought Chloe was a daredevil.
Right.
See,
You're
I
a
do things
daredevil.
and I don't love to do them, but she
I love
like doesn't do them unless she's forced to do them. Then she loves them.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Like
Like I
you're
just
kind of,
like
you're the
do
impetus.
it.
Like you're the one that.
I don't mean to. I'm like that looks fun, and then I get to it, and I'm like, shit,
You don't
that
really
was
like
stupid.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bad choice. Rappelling. I did that every year at church camp, so like 3 or 4 years, and it is scary. Off of a boulder that is like straight down in Colorado.
Dude,
Holy
that
crap.
is
How many
so
feet?
reckless.
I don't know, but they
Oh.
had an advanced, and I did the advanced, and I was terrified.
Whoa, like a double.
What if
black
we did that
diamond?
for a balance team event?
Dude,
Whoa.
I've been.
Sign
Chloe says
waivers.
no right now, and then she'll get there.
I
She'll
would
be like,
lead the pack.
See,
I'd be the
that's what
first
she
to
is.
just jump off.
yeah.
They'd be like, you
Without the
forgot
rappel
your
equipment.
yeah, you forgot your wire. I'm like,
That must be like
Yes.
such a liability.
dude, I
bring your whole
Such a
team-
liability. Oh,
Maybe not.
Yeah.
So that's probably the scary. Well, yeah.
That is pretty
Walking
scary.
home from the bars at 3 a.m. alone was stupid as hell,
That's-
and I am
it's-
so ashamed to say
Yeah,
that I
it's
did
Yeah,
dangerous,
I did
but not
that.
scary. That's the difference.
that. Okay, scary, dangerous.
There are moments that are scary, though. Maybe.
Yeah, and
You know.
dangerous, but I'm sure you weren't
Yeah.
scared. You were just like, I gotta get home to eat my cheesy bread. Hurry, Steve.
No, alone.
Oh, Steve, open the door.
What about you? I can see you holding back right there.
What the weirdest thing? I've done a lot of stupid and crazy things and scary things in my life. First thing that comes to mind is actually we went. So everything's scarier when you're younger, but when we were younger, we used to do cheer competitions and we would travel the U.S. for nationals. So one year we went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and we went to the Ripley's Believe It or Not haunted
Oh my
house,
gosh.
and it was terrifying.
Dude, yeah.
Especially as like a young, 10, 12-year-old girl. It was so scary. We got inside and they put us in this big cage like the size of an elevator, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna be in here the whole time? This is easy. It brings us up this tiny ramp and then lets us out, and we're like,
Yeah.
oh.
What?
I always think of that.
It was
I
the
always
scary.
think
It
of
was
that.
actually very disturbing. You
Yeah.
you're walking through this room with like all these hanging things, and
Dead
you're like
bodies.
pushing them, and they're dead bodies hanging in bags, and like it was just, it's the Ripley's Believe It or Not,
Yep.
so it's like probably the scariest.
Scariest in the U.S. Yeah.
But so crazy. The end ended by
That's funny.
this guy. I know. This guy with a chainsaw chasing us down the hallway, and we get in this elevator, and we're like closing the door, closing. It closes, right, and we're going down, and the doors open again, and he's there.
Yeah, dude.
And then they close again, and then that's when
you
get to
remember
leave.
that. You don't have very good
I don't have a
long-term
good
memory.
I
but
have
you remember
such
that.
a bad memory of my childhood, but that I remember like distinctly. I remember this one part, and like looking back, I bet if we went in again, it would not be that scary. But there's this one part where there's this like little boy dummy, and he's just like puking across the room.
So I remember that.
I'm like, why do I remember that, but
Dude,
nothing
yeah.
else?
I know. I know.
Yeah, so that
Jeez.
just is the first thing that comes to mind. That was the scariest thing.
What about when you were haunted? You guys.
Hmm.
Should we tell
Haunted
her
stories.
haunt?
I love haunted
We
stories.
could tell 5 scary to death,
Yeah,
fall on the ground stories.
haunted, fall on the ground.
But Chloe has one that'll just shake you to the core.
It'll shiver your bones.
I want to hear
Tell
it.
your haunted
What is it about?
ass
How
Everyone,
old were you?
take a sip. You gotta prepare. So, we lived in this house. Okay, it was in Indianapolis, and when we moved there, our little brother got off the bus, and he was like, "Mom, everyone on the bus, all the kids are saying that we live in the haunted house," and we're like, "That's weird."
We
and
were
there was-
renting the house at the
We're
time.
renting it. We had just moved in, and there was so many weird occurrences leading up to this. Like, I had a room upstairs, and I would always hear someone walking up the stairs, standing outside my door, even opening it and coming in, but then my mom would never come. And I know that because I would be on my phone when I wasn't supposed to be. So I'd be like, and I would hide. Like, it was so convincing that I literally thought someone was coming in my room, but then I'd look and there would be no one there. All the time. Among many other occurrences. But the thing that is the scariest is I was sleeping in my room. It was the middle of winter, so I had a heater on, the disc kind. So when you knock it over, it goes really loud buzzing sound until you set it back up, right? So I wake up in the middle of the night to my heater going, it's knocked over. My covers are completely off of my body, off of the end of the bed. My screen has that DVD thing going on it.
No.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So I put the heater back up. I take the covers, I get back in my bed, and I look over. My mom's standing in my doorway in these like button-down pajamas with her hair down, and she's just staring at me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. My heater got knocked over. And she just says, go to bed. And so I'm like, okay. So I go to sleep. About 5 minutes later, I hear someone running up the stairs up to my room. Opens the door, and it's my mom in her button-down pajamas and her hair down. And I'm like, what? Mom, I just told you the heater was knocked over. And she's like, what do you mean? This is the first time I've come up here all night.
No. What?
Yeah.
Literally
Don't
cried.
cry.
Dude.
So
Yeah.
we lived in a haunted house. Yeah.
It was okay, so like your guys' house, the one you lived in, was oh shit, it went off. It sure did.
Guys, that just
That's weird.
They said do not tell our story.
Allie's camera
so
just
weird.
turned off and it's plugged into the wall. Spooky.
Oh my,
Weird.
Yo, that is creepy.
That's pretty weird. Have you guys looked up or tried to look up any stories
No,
or anything
we
about
should've.
that?
No, we should've.
neighborhood?
My
Why
friend
didn't
Maria,
we?
she's like super Catholic, super religious,
Mm-hmm.
and her mom actually like was crazy about demons.
Yeah.
She always talked to her kids about them since they were young.
Yeah.
So Maria was freaked out by it, and we sat outside in her car taking pictures of the house, of the windows, and we would see like figures in the windows, and like we'd both have our cameras out, and we would both see these like this white ball going across, and then it would
Ew.
disappear. On both.
You know
cameras.
what? Yeah, that shit is freaky.
Freaky.
Are we back on? Are we live?
Dude, one last ghost story. I'll tell my because I believe in ghosts as well because I've seen one.
Okay.
So Chloe and I both believe in ghosts. I don't know about anyone else in this
I
room
do,
or
absolutely.
podcast. Okay, I'm so glad.
Fair.
I was in 6th grade and I had anxiety about just like waking up, showering, getting ready for school because the girls at my school were very mean and you had to look perfect when you went to school. So I had anxiety about waking up, and I would wake up at 2 in the morning, find myself showering and getting ready to go to school at 2 in the morning. Like I'd find myself waking up curling my hair. That's how bad it was. Sleepwalking. So one time it was like 5 or 6 in the morning, and I am showering and I turn to wash my face. I look over because I feel like someone's staring at me, and there is a little boy staring at me in between the toilet and the shower because our shower was a glass door. A little boy staring at me. He had like a bowl cut. He had jeans on and like a button up like plaid shirt or something, was staring at me, washing my face, and I scream and I run into my room. Chloe was sleeping with me at the time because I was like so afraid. I made her sleep with me every night. And ever since then I like can't shut my eyes to wash my face in the shower because of that incident in 6th grade.
Yep.
That is.
Yeah, that'll mess you up. It's traumatizing.
It is.
messes
Like
you
since
up.
I had that occurrence, I was
You were like
a
17.
senior in high school. Yeah, 17. And my whole rest of my life until literally maybe a year ago, till I moved in with Ari into this new apartment, I couldn't sleep until the end of the 3 o'clock in the morning. So 4 on. So it would be like I could fall asleep between like 4 and 6 a.m. for the rest of my life. after that. Because I was so scared of that 3
Jeez.
a.m. hour that I had to be awake. I had to have my lights on.
Right.
I had so much anxiety
'Cause
around
3
it.
a.m. is like
The
ghost-
witching
hour.
Yeah.
Like, it's the
Yeah.
devil's hour. And some people don't believe that. And I don't want to
I
put
do.
ideas into people's
I
heads, but
do.
I always am so scared of that hour. I
Totally.
don't mess with it.
I know. It's like until you, because our brother Max, he argues with us every time we
He's the
mention
worst
ghosts.
to
I'm like,
argue
Max,
with.
Really?
you've never seen a ghost. 'Cause you've
Yeah.
never, he was like, well, like the earth and this. He's very scientific.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He
whatever.
thinks he is.
But he just doesn't believe in it. And
Yeah.
until you like see a ghost, you
Or
really don't.
experience like a feeling like
A
that.
feeling, yeah.
Yeah. Oh
so
my gosh.
that was my haunted story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your haunted story.
Chloe was haunted for a while.
I wasn't haunted. She loves to tell people I was haunted.
You agree?
I'm not haunted. I was living in a haunted circumstance.
Wait, I have to pee. Hold.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that we just cannot fathom and comprehend and know.
Right.
Why do you
Ju-
think our warehouse ghost is in that certain corner?
That's weird.
The warehouse ghost is intense.
You should put the video of the warehouse ghost on here.
Yeah. Well, we're kind of taking a break, but Chloe, Angeli, and I are talking. We have a warehouse ghost at the Balance Athletica HQ warehouse, and Brandon and Steve, our operations dudes, they rewatched this footage. Well, Brandon mostly. He finds,
And why?
he finds
How
joy
did he
in
see it? That was
I
like
don't-
12 hours of
Yeah.
night.
12 hours of footage.
I'm like,
dude, are
really?
you just watching for
Yeah.
that one movement? But there are multiple clips of in this one corner where clothes are hung up.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
air stream that
It's
goes through
perfectly
there.
still.
Like, perfectly still. And then one hanger will turn around and turn back. And then there's another video, which I'll put in this clip. So if you're listening, you should definitely go to YouTube and watch this clip.
Yes.
And it's literally like a face, a black and white face.
Yeah.
That because all the footage is in black and white, so I guess we can't tell
my
color.
God.
But it's like, it's terrifying,
It's
and it's
so
just for a few seconds,
disturbing.
then it's gone. It's like,
Yeah.
wait a second.
Had the weirdest
Moan
stuff.
and Myrtle shit.
You're Moan and Myrtle.
Okay, fun fact. Dude,
You love Moan and Myrtle?
no, listen, I get anxiety on airplanes. And it'll be especially when I'm hungover and tired that I get anxiety and I want to have a panic attack. So how I stop it is I turn off the Kardashians that I'm watching and I watch the Wind Down Wednesday episode of Chloe and I talking about Lord Farquaad and then
Oh, yeah.
Moaning Myrtle.
Uh-huh.
And I swear that puts me out of my anxiety.
That's so
It's
interesting.
the only thing on my
so
phone
cool.
that like gives me
Can
peace.
bring you back.
It is. It's
Yeah.
because like you know what's gonna happen. You know what's funny. It brings your mind elsewhere than your anxiety. Isn't that so weird? It's like that,
That is
episode
interesting.
Yeah.
makes
was-
me
that was a
not
good
have
episode.
anxiety.
There's one thing I hear about that I know.
What?
You're saying that you like these episodes better than you like the Kardashians.
Shoot.
I'm proud.
You know, whatever. It's Kardashians is like unpredictable. You could have an anxiety attack in one and then a chill.
You're
moment
that
in the
invested?
next. Shut up.
She loves you, Kardashians.
She does.
She's
I don't-
keeping up with you.
I am keeping up, but just like rest of America.
Rest of America.
Next
Okay,
question.
next question.
Really?
Really
What's your favorite shape?
A circle.
Probably
It never ends.
like I think like a Coke bottle shape.
Weird.
Like I just like an
Yeah.
hourglass. Like I love something very satisfying about that.
This, because it reminds me of a smile.
Oh, that is so cheesy. You wish. She's holding up a Sour Patch watermelon.
This is something I've always wondered because I was doing this the other day. I was on Amazon and there were like 3 different brands selling the same thing. But I was like trying to figure out how to choose which one. And then I started thinking about my process, like thinking about what I'm thinking about, internal monologue, you know, all that stuff. And I have such a very set way of like how I'm going to choose which one to buy on Amazon, or it could be any website. But if you guys come across that sort of situation, do you have a way where you're like, oh, I got to look at this, I got to look at that? How do you make a decision when you're doing online shopping?
Is it
like
expensive?
That's good.
I look at reviews. First and foremost, I look at a couple positive, and then I look at the negatives.
I
I'm
look
like,
at
what's bad? If it has like 50 million 5 stars, I'm like, what are the 2 that's bad?
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's so true.
tell me not to buy this product.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is how I decide. I see who has the most reviews, click on it. I read whatever's on the first page, you know, maybe it's like 5, 4, I read it. And then I go and I filter by 1 star.
Yep.
And I see what were the problems. Were they user error? Were they just a random manufacturer mistake? Or is this
Shipping
product
problem?
shit? Yeah.
Right.
Customer service is terrible.
Because we know there's a difference between product negativity or like shipping or customer
Yeah.
service negativity.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look-
reviews.
Reviews are huge.
Reviews.
Reviews.
I love when people post like photos or videos.
Photos.
Yeah,
That's huge.
that's kind of like
Customer
the
photos.
seller for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very
Totally.
interesting. Super random, but I was doing that the other day and I was like,
Yeah, with the
Okay.
customer photos.
Mhm.
I want to go camping with my cats so bad. I know I just recently told you guys about walking them.
And buying a camper.
So buying a camper. It's escalating. But now I want
Oh
to
my
camp with
God.
my cats. And so I've been looking for big outdoor like tents or enclosures that they can hang out in during the day while we're kind of on the campsite so we can see them, but they can have independence and feel like they're in nature. You know what? Cats deserve to see the world too.
I'm not judging about it.
You are hard.
I'm judging at your egg that you want to buy.
I'm buying a little tiny camper.
Motherfucker.
It's so cute. I told Allie about this. I told Angeli about this.
And I was the last person she told
Taylor's
because she knew.
Because she
She knew
won't
you would
support it
judge.
because she doesn't understand
is
the
the
value of
thing.
camping.
How many times
You-
have you camped in your life?
I love to camp. I couldn't camp last summer because of my surgery, but I love
Summer
to camp.
before.
I went with Ari for my first time.
So?
But I love
been
it.
one.
I
This
love
is-
it so
this is
much.
true.
The time before that, our family hated it so much.
Yeah.
We went home.
Yeah, well, then you look back and you realize, you
went
know,
home.
our family isn't very
Did you make it one
outdoorsy.
night, or you just you were like,
we drove home.
I'll tell you why. Because we're all sitting out and we didn't know something about we couldn't build a fire. So we're sitting around this lantern and the cicadas from the trees are jumping onto our heads and bodies. And so we literally went home. But
Yeah.
I went with Ari for the first time. That's when we fell in love.
So it's like nostalgic for you, but like
That-
No, it's not.
Special
It's
place in
about
your
getting
heart.
away and being away from your phone.
camping is valuable.
Camping
as
is
hell.
incredible.
it.
I love it.
I wish
so
I
much.
went more.
you and Alan and Ari can go.
Dude, you weren't invited anyway because we know you're a hater.
Yeah, because you told me last.
Yeah, because you hate nature and you hate love. You're a monster.
Shut up.
You are haunted.
Haunted.
You're a killer.
You're a serial killer.
What the ever. You know what?
So, anyways, that's why, because I was looking on Amazon at all these cat tents, and I was looking at customer photos, and that's how I decided on the one, and I
Wow.
found it.
Did you buy it?
Not
Has
yet.
it been delivered?
They won't let me buy it yet because we don't have anywhere
Okay,
to store
so
it.
when are we going camping?
As soon as I get my camper, when it gets a little warmer.
I want to
Yeah.
see it.
Oh, now you want to see it. You want to be involved.
I want to
Always
go
gonna be involved.
inside.
You can come inside, but
No, I've seen these TikToks of like this husband and wife and dog.
who live
and
in
they-
a bus.
They live in a bus.
Dude, that is like the new wave.
But I couldn't.
I couldn't live full time, I will admit, but I could go every other weekend.
Yeah.
But they're living full.
Absolutely.
They
Little escape.
they fold down their table.
Yeah.
They bring up their bed. They
Uh-huh.
shower
Yeah.
in there. They go to the bathroom in there.
Yeah.
You gotta be real comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor's
Yeah.
not comfy enough for a trailer.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I
I like
I-
my privacy.
am.
I can't live in it full time. My friend that you met at that coffee shop, she lives in a bus full time. And she
Right.
seems so free, you know?
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah.
so detached from the material things in life. Like
Right.
that's
Dude.
really cool.
That is cool.
Well, I lived
Yeah.
in a tour bus for 3 months.
Yeah.
Had
I
my
could
little
not
bunk and
imagine.
tiny little suitcase. It was
Wow.
but it was like the best experience ever. It really taught
Yeah.
me to like live minimally, like think about the important things. I just
Yeah.
wore a few outfits every single day. Like obviously I'm going city to city to city, so it's not like
Yeah.
I'm trying to impress all these people or do all this stuff. But then it kind of reminded me, it's like, well, why do I need to impress? You know, it's just like very
Where do you get ready?
And in my bunk. Yeah, it was so intense. It was really cool though. It was fun.
Dang.
Taylor, you've never been camping, so you don't know how revitalizing it is.
You're right.
You
You're
would-
right. I
you
don't
would
know.
actually maybe love it.
I don't know. Like, there are so many great places to stay in Vail and
you
Breckenridge.
can still do that. It's just totally different experience. It's like when you do that, you live in this very luxurious place and you're surrounded by people. When you go to the wilderness, you are literally just like at peace. Like you wake up with the sun and like all you hear is like birds chirping and like trees moving in the wind, and it's so quiet and you're
so
like
peaceful.
like you feel
It
like
grounds you
refreshed.
a
It
lot.
grounds you. You really should give it a try. You wake up, you got a little cup of coffee.
Yeah.
You do a walk around.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you smell
I've been
everything.
dreaming
You just
about this.
Listen to the cracks of the wood
sounds.
and the birds chirping. Oh my god, I love it.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. Taylor, you gotta
Contemplating.
Taylor kind of is like
Is she?
getting sold on it.
No, I am more of a hippie than you for damn sure.
You're not more of a hippie than me. No way in hell. I may not look like a hippie, but deep down, I'm a big
You know who does
hippie.
those chaturangas and those alms? Me.
That's
motherfucker.
yoga, Taylor. That's bougie.
No.
That's not the same thing. We're thinking about hippie in totally different ways.
You're a hippie where you like to get dirt on you.
What the
You like to roll in
I'm
dirt.
hippie where I like to get refreshed in the soul.
What the Dude, you're saying you like to get refreshed in the soul? I like to get refreshed in the soil? You.
I'm
I
natural.
camp to get refreshed in the soul.
Whatever.
We just have different ways of being hippies, and that's okay.
Hippie 101. Different ways.
Different ways. You can be a hippie however feels right.
Okay, wait. We've talked about
a
aliens
hater.
before, but
Oh
I
my
kind
gosh.
of I don't know why I'm thinking of that. I think because we were on the ghost topics. So aliens.
How do you truly believe that you are the only beings
In
the
all of
universe?
infinity, all of infinity.
like there is just no way.
Yeah.
No way. You're the only ones. That's the crazy thing.
There's no
Space freaks me out. Like I would never
Yeah.
go in a spaceship. Claustrophobic. Scary.
I don't think you're in any danger of it. I'll tell you that much.
Cannot go up there. I
No,
tell you
don't go up there.
I
Don't
won't.
go up there.
Don't invite me. I
The
won't go.
astronauts are like, oh shit, we're gonna have to find a new recruit. We had our eyes on her.
Don't you feel like when you think of a spaceship though, like claustrophobic? Like when I'm in
Yeah.
an airplane, that's what I'm like. We got 2 hours left. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like
I don't think I really feel claustrophobia.
okay, this is the thing. You feel like you can't escape when you want to. Like in an airplane, you're
You
like
feel
you're
controlled.
here. Yeah,
like an
you feel
experiment.
controlled.
You feel that way even when you're getting your eyelashes done sometimes. Like you're stuck.
Yeah, like I'm stuck. If my eyes are closed, I feel stuck.
You like need to have an escape route and ability at all times.
Yeah, if I'm
Yeah.
in like a theater, I need to like be able to be on the outside so I can
I think
walk
about that stuff
away in the exit.
I don't
Yeah.
think that at
Yeah.
all.
I wish I wish I wasn't like the way I was, but I am.
Dude, that is the truest
just
thing
into
that's been said
accepting.
today. I wish I wasn't the way I am, but I am that way that I am.
All right, we'll get into some listener questions here real quick, and then we'll do one submission, and then we're out of time.
Sorry, folks.
All right, first question. What's your favorite type of cookie?
Those cookies that the
I
sugar
know
cookies
exactly what you're going to say.
with the pink
Yeah.
frosting.
Like the generic grocery store cookie.
Oh my
I
shit.
do like those a lot.
My mouth is watering.
Dude, that is the most
Pure sugar.
disgusting thing I've
You
ever tasted.
turned our family onto those and then you ditched us.
I wanted to see who in the family was a loser. Turns out everyone but me.
Killers.
Killers.
She's a killer.
Killer trait. You.
Whatever.
I love no bake cookies with
Oh,
oatmeal,
those
chocolate,
are
peanut butter.
good.
Oh,
Yes.
those.
How
even
did you get introduced to those?
We had
Carrie.
we had an aunt Carrie who wasn't our aunt, but she
My
was
mom's
she
best
was
friend.
a hippie. She was an
Who
organic.
didn't eat anything.
Before organic was a thing and cool, she ate only organic.
Ah,
That's how you know a true
she's a
hippie.
pioneer.
It wasn't just like it was
Okay.
cool. She introduced us to no-bake cookies, and we made them ever since, and they are the most delicious thing you can probably eat.
Yeah.
I gotta make some of those.
So delicious.
So good.
Next question before I die. Die.
Another food related
Die.
question here. Do you guys like fluffer butter Sammies or no? Serious question.
Wait, what is that?
It's
Okay, one question.
okay.
What the fuck are you
Follow
talking
up.
Is that like a marshmallow peanut
With
butter?
peanut butter?
Yes, you knew exactly. Yeah.
I've never
Yeah,
had
yeah,
it, but now that you mention it,
She's
that
dying.
sounds good. That
Alan,
sounds good. Will you
did
make
viewers
one?
ask this or you?
Her.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, right. You know what's crazy?
The girl that asked her this question, her name is Allie Tay.
Shut up.
No, dead ass. Take a look.
She's lying. Did
Let's
you
go
make
look at
that profile?
Is it your alter ego?
Here's another one from the crowd.
The crown?
The question is, who said I love you first? I don't know who it.
Taylor said it to me right when I was born. You won't believe it.
How did it go?
She fell hard and fast.
It's true. It's true.
I took one look at your big, huge f***ing head.
I couldn't speak, but at that moment I said, "I fucking love you.
I love you, little b****.
I love you, big-headed bitch."
See, she.
That's
You know when you
good.
laugh so hard you can't talk and then you can't breathe a little.
You wheeze. You've been wheezing.
Yeah, because I'm around so many fucking wheezers, which I love. I'm trying to acquire that trait.
Let me wheeze.
No, for real. I think it's so funny
Something
when people
about it
wheeze.
is so funny.
When people wheeze, I want to wheeze.
Wait, are you really trying to wheeze these days?
Yeah.
Now we all know. We'll keep an eye on it. Look at this whole room wheezing naturally.
Okay, so Chloe said I love you first, right?
You went with her.
Okay, so now we're going to get into our Dear Balance section of the episode. The submission we got for this episode is from Professional Spice. It's her username. And here's what she said. She said, I would love for you guys to talk about female competition. You, Taylor, her sister Chloe, you all are pretty. So sweet. Thank you. And I imagine you get some girl hate due to that. How do you not let it affect you? How do you keep the toxic aspect of competition out of your life?
I feel like when you are younger, like you're in, middle school, high school, even college, this plays a big role because you're in this confined space and you're forced to be there with so many other peers and females your age. So that's when girls can be very catty and mean. So I don't know if right now we're in a position that we feel that. I don't know if Professional Spice is or if she's kind of past that phase. But I think, especially when you're an adult or even when you're younger, but it's really important to control your surroundings and the people that are around you. Because there can be friends who are toxic and who are competitive with you, but you really do have to cut those people out of your life and just focus on the people who build you up and are real friends. I mean, what do you think?
I think that, like, when we grow up in middle school and high school, we always want to be a part of that it crowd, like the mean girls crowd. So, of course, it's going to be, we're like molding ourselves into that, and we don't care about the cattiness. We just want to be so a part of it that we don't care. I think that a lot of people go through that. And as we get older, it is weird because you see a lot of people maturing, but then there's a lot of women that don't mature and who still hold on to that cattiness and who don't want to include other females and who do want to talk bad about other females because of the way they look, or, they may be jealous in a way. But I think that, like Chloe said, it is so important to surround yourself with people who love you for you and who you can be yourself around. And we've done that for so many years now that it's really hard to relate to that cattiness, but I think that we've been through it so much, just like moving so many high schools, moving to so many colleges. Like, we've been through that so many times in our lives that I don't think we tolerate it anymore because we know how miserable it is. So just surrounding yourself with the right people. And if you even don't have really hardly any friends around you right now, just know that the right people will come into your life when they're meant to be. And don't try to mold yourself into who you're not, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And I think kind of bouncing off of that, it gets into a conversation about like comparison in a way.
Yeah.
Because that's something I did a lot when I was growing up, and I always like would try and tell myself like, don't compare. Comparison is the thief of joy. And while that is very true, I think at the same time we have to recognize that comparison happens naturally because it's kind of wired within us because, you know, survival of the fittest, for example. And so I think it's just kind of taking that as, you know, like realizing it and giving it value and saying, okay, I'm recognizing that, but the way I'm going to think about that comparison is like, oh, I see this person, the way that they are chasing their goals, the work they do, the way they influence people, you know, taking that and cultivating it within yourself because, you know, kind of using it as fuel to be your better self rather than like thinking of it strictly as like comparison or being envious of someone.
Right. Like let yourself admire those things.
Exactly. And let yourself think about how you can fit that into your life. What part of their life aren't they showing that?
Yeah, totally.
You know,
like we only show, a lot of people only show the highlights on Instagram, on social media, and I feel really bad for like our sister in high school right now who all she has is social media. She has Instagram, she has TikTok, Twitter, everything to compare herself, and it's so hard to take a step back and like, that's not real life, you know?
I think that this question is like particularly relevant for women because we place so much of our self-worth in our appearance. We're just conditioned to be that way. And so a lot of the comparison game and why women can be, you know, competing with you and mean to you is because they also are lacking in self-esteem. So you might even be comparing to each other and having that competition when really it's like you said, you can admire someone, and if someone in the room is, you know, beautiful, it doesn't detract from your beauty or your worth, especially outside of that. Like you are so much more than beautiful and like made to be beautiful. So while you can say like I'm beautiful as I am, but also like what else are you? You know, have to think about those things too.
Yeah,
that's good.
And not letting other people's great aspects of them take away from yours, because in no way, like maybe you can feed off of each other and build
Everyone
each
is
other up, but
different.
it will never, that person's amazingness will never take away from yours.
And it's important to be like, even if the people around you aren't being supportive, it's important to be that light, and whether you're going to change the people around you or you're going to attract new people who, you know, are that way, who like to bring light to a relationship, into a room. I think that's really important, is just be the person or be the change that you want to see, or be the person that you wish you had. You know?
I think kindness and love always wins, and so that's kind of how I've always dealt with hate. Like people that, you know, are toxic in my life or something, like I'm gonna have to cut them out, but at the same time I'm gonna give them kindness and I'm gonna give them their space no matter what.
And when you handle yourself well and you like carry yourself with treating everyone with respect, even if you might feel they don't deserve it, then you can, you know, rest easy knowing that even if they are out talking about you, you gave them nothing negative to say. You kill them with kindness, you know?
Yeah, it's really hard to do.
It is.
It takes a lot of practice and being aware of it and critical of it, I think.
Yeah.
You know. There's your answer. There's your
There's
advice.
your answer.
Dear Balance.
Hopefully that was helpful. We kind of basically said like,
20
fortunately we don't have to deal with that as much, but I do want to say I think we still deal with it like when we are out in public and a random person sees us and judges us by the way we look. I would say that we still do deal with that.
Yeah,
Judgment.
that's definitely
Like,
I just try to not focus on it. I feel like that happens a lot, of course, but I just try and look past it, because we do have now like supportive people in our lives, but back in the day, you know, you're so self-conscious, and
I
you're like,
remember you used to like, especially it got to you because you would be like, I feel like everyone's looking at me, like, and they do, like, we kind of stick out. I mean, we do, like the way that we dress, especially in Denver, you know, we just kind of stick out. And so what I've started to think is like, if if someone walked in the room that was like dressed differently or whatever, I would look at them too. Like, it's not necessarily negative, and sometimes in our heads we convert it to be like, oh, I must look weird, I must have something in my teeth, but it could just be like, you're interesting to look at.
Totally.
I'm interesting to look at. Sometimes I just look in the mirror. I'm like, wow.
I think that's a good answer. So if you guys have other things you want advice on or just questions, definitely message us, either Taylor, Chloe, myself, Alligay, or The Balance Show.
Yeah.
And we'll touch on some of them. So
I like it.
yeah.
That was fun. I think I like this new advice column. This is fun.
I think that is all for the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys like this new kind of format, please let us know down below. Give us a review, a rating, subscribe. Make sure that you are subscribed so you get notification whenever we post. And we love you guys. We will see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.